Summer is quickly approaching, and let's be honest, we all want to get in shape. We all want to get a six pack and look good and be shredded and all these things, right? We all want to look amazing. And it's already April. And look, June, July really isn't that far off. To be honest, you don't even need that much time. Like honestly, obviously depends on how much weight you got, how fat you are. But obviously, like you can lean down a lot in a month or two. Trust me. I've done exactly the same myself over the last about a month. I've leaned down drastically, and I really mean drastically. Like I've made a ton of progress. And I'm actually gonna have a six pack in about a couple of weeks, perhaps a month, something like that. And honestly, it's a lot simpler than people, make it out to be. It really isn't all that complex. People tell you, oh, you need to eat this juice, you need a blender to blend up bananas and put whey protein in it. Bro, it is not that complex. It is not at all. And obviously, there's better ways to do it, and there's worse ways to do it. But people also say calories in, calories out. That's all it is. It's that simple. That is not as simple as it is. It is definitely more complex than that. There's many reasons for that, and one of the reasons I'll say, I'm not gonna go too far into this specific topic, is because, well, calories in and calories out assumes that you know how many calories you're taking in and how many calories you're taking out. Now, obviously, the theory itself works. That's all it is at the end of the day, but you don't know how much you're actually eating and how many of those calories you're actually digesting and are coming into your body, right? And how many calories you're actually using. Then your Google Fit tells you burn 500 calories. It doesn't know how fast your metabolism is. It doesn't know how hard you ran. It doesn't know exactly all the things that you know and out of things that you don't know and that you don't know how to calculate. And at the end of the day, you'll never know exactly how many calories you burned or how many calories you've eaten. A 100-gram banana, one might have 100 calories and the other might have 115. And same goes for pre-packaged foods like cereal, let's say. I don't recommend eating cereal, but cereal and many other foods that are packaged, or most if not all of them, tell you the amount of calories and macronutrients they have. Now, let me break something to you real quick. These values, they're not the actual values of the food you're eating. They are the values of the average of the food you're eating. So one day that food might have 315 calories per 100 grams, as it says on the box, or it might have 350, or it might have 289. And you don't know that, you have no idea. And you eat a lot of food throughout the day, you eat multiple food items, and this entire thing stacks up. So you could easily be in a 10% deficit or a 10% surplus at the end of the day without even knowing it. And that's only one of the things. I mean, you could easily be eating like 100, 200 calories of cooking oil that you don't even know about because you used it to fry eggs or something like that, right? I mean, you have to be really precise with something like this with weight loss. People struggle with losing weight, and I think that's one of the problems is that they eat out of sauces and out of cooking oils used to cook their food, and they don't know how much calories are in that, and they don't know how much of it goes in the food. And my recommendation for something like this is for you to always think that you're eating more than you are, because the chance is that you are doing exactly that. Now, you might not be, but over the days that'll average out and you'll be in a calorie deficit. So always think like, yeah, I'm probably eating 100, 200 calories more than I actually am. Or when you get a food and it says that in 100 grams it has 537 calories, instead of counting 537, count 600. And do that for each food. Add a little bit more, add 10-20% to it. And that by itself will probably allow you to lose the weight. Now, that's calories in, calories out. That's not the entire picture, not at all. That's a more robotic, mathematical equation. It's not really a reality. People struggle with losing weight not because they have a struggle with necessarily knowing how many calories they're eating, although that does definitely happen, but usually people quit on their diets Either that or they go and yo-yo diet, which is horrible. There's a couple reasons for this. Number one, their diet is too hard. You're straight up in a calorie deficit that is way too large. You have this mindset that over the next 2 weeks you're gonna lose 2 kilos of weight or like 4 pounds or something. And that's just not realistic. Losing weight is pretty much a marathon. It's a day-to-day activity that you put a little bit of effort in every single day, and it comes out at the end of the month if you're having lost, let's say, a pound of fat or 2 pounds of fat even. And that's a lot of weight to lose. Like, you'll look much better losing a pound or 2 pounds of fat in a month. That's just reality. You will look much better. But people want to do things so quickly that I just don't do them at the end of the day. So you have to be in a small calorie deficit, no more than 20% of your current calories. I don't recommend going above that, honestly. Perhaps short term, like on a single day or something like that, that would be fine. But long term, that is not sustainable. And realistically, as I said, people yo-yo diet. What yo-yo dieting is basically people restrict themselves so much that at the end of the diet, they just go back to eating their old diet and they gain all the weight back because the diet is exactly the same as it was before, and that exact diet is what made them fat in the first place. So you can't go, from a super restrictive diet to the old diet you were eating before and not expect to gain the weight back. And if that's what you're gonna be doing, then dieting isn't even worth it. It's just a waste of energy and time, and it's gonna make you think that dieting is impossible. What you need to do is you need to start thinking of this in a different way. You need to start thinking of, I'm gonna start eating healthier instead of thinking I'm going on a diet. Now, if you eat healthier, that doesn't mean you eat garbage fucking lettuce all day. But you eat things that are actually natural, that are mostly single ingredient. But that doesn't mean they're not good tasting or something like that. I encourage you to eat a nice fucking steak or some hamburgers or something, like fuck eating, fucking dry chicken or something, right? Eat something really good, eat eggs on the diet, eat filling food that is natural. Eat something that you would eat over the long term. Because I want you to think of this as something you're gonna eat over the rest of your life. And I don't need you to change the entire diet in a single day. Do this gradually. Start out with eating a couple eggs in the morning or on your first meal of the day. And I think that by itself, eggs, for example, will make you very full for the amount of calories that they give you. Plus, they are extremely nutritious, so they will give you a lot of vitamins and the minerals that will help you out to feel better. So try something like that, and then over time try adding some yogurt, some actual yogurt, not anything sweetened. Try eating some more beef, preferably don't make like minced beef in a skillet where you fucking like cut the meat into tiny pieces. Make it a single big piece like a hamburger, because if you make it into small pieces like people usually do, then it will taste like trash. Because what you're doing by doing that is you're actually dehydrating the meat, not only of water but also of fat, and it's losing a lot of fat, and fat is where the flavor is. And if you make it into a actual like hamburger, what will happen is, yeah, the burger will cook, but it won't cook so much from the inside that it will lose all the fat. You want the fat to stay in there. Fat is a healthy thing that will help you out to feel full and will help your hormones and stuff like this. So start eating a bit healthier. Start doing that and eat healthier over time depending on how you feel. And you will see that you'll lose the weight. You'll start losing weight gradually. And just start eating healthy. Start eating, dairy products, fruit, meat, honey. Like, bro, there's so many healthy foods. And I honestly just recommend not eating ultra processed shit like McDonald's or whatever. You don't have to go all out right away. It can be an overtime thing. And just understand all these principles I told you today and use them, and I guarantee you will start losing weight. I guarantee you that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.